Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tightened up. Tightened up. Tightened up. It's a brand new dance and we about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten 2 steps, step to the right. Then you tighten 2 steps, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere, gang face, we got it on. Sticking out our chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Countdown, 3, 2, 1. It's about to get rough. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Tighten up, let's get tightened up. Tighten up, let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Tighten 2 steps, step to the right. Do the tighten 2 steps, step to the left. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Okay, alright. Titans got your hands all night. Alright. Okay. Titans gonna win anyway. First down, come around, we bout to shut them down. We bout to knock them heads, bout to shut them down. Titan fans stand up, we bout to shut them down. They all up in our house, we bout to shut them down.
What we do?
Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Titan, shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. We gon' shut them down.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing on this day? Welcome into a brand new edition of Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer, and we are going to have a good time this evening. What's up to everybody as you come on into the show. We're going to let everybody get in, and we're going to get this thing started. We got a lot to get to. We got a lot to talk about on this pre-Thanksgiving edition of Titans in Truth. And Isaiah, you said it. We got a big game coming up, massive game coming up. Big shout out, of course, to Alter Hood and Nimzilla Park with that Titan 2-step. And I know they got a remix coming out very, very soon. So shout out to my guys right there as they keep bringing the big banger for Titan Nation. So that's what's up. What's up, AZ Mick? What's up, Hunter? I know everybody getting up in here. Belvis, y'all make sure y'all share this out. Spread the word. There's that share arrow. Make sure y'all share it out to everybody. Let everybody know what's going on. And let everybody know we are live and kicking. And the show is on and going. And I'm about to do the same thing. I am actually about to do a big share right now to everybody. So, I'm actually putting that out. I'm going to put that out on Facebook and Twitter as well. So y'all come along with me and let everybody know this show has started and we are live right here in living color. So glad everybody's here. We got Thanksgiving. We got a lot to be thankful for. Good food that we are going to consume tomorrow. But we do have a little business to take care of. And that is we got to prep for the Indianapolis Colts. And the Indianapolis Colts have been a thorn in our side for a very long time. And the last time we went to Indy and beat the Colts was in 2017. And that was a Jacoby Brissett year that the Titans went into Indy and won the game. But we have not had a lot of luck at Lucas Oil Stadium. It has been, as a lot of people have called it, a house of horrors for the two-tone blue. And it's time for us to change that. It is time for us to get that monkey off of our back, win another game in Indianapolis. And that is something that we could definitely do this week. And, this is a must-win game. This is a big-time must-win game because if we're going to stay in this playoff race, if we're going to make some noise and get a shot at that wild card and definitely the division, this is a must-have. This is a must-need win. And we could put the Colts behind us. We can put the Colts behind us and put their season in big-time danger with this victory because if we win this game, we go to 7-5. Colts fall to 6-6, and then we'll be behind us by a game. So that is something that we must have happen in this game. But first, before we do get to that, let me give my final thought on the big victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that is with Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill doing what they did. All I got to say is this. I mean, Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns, the big 74-yard touchdown run and another as well. Tannehill had 4 touchdowns he was responsible for, 2 on the ground, 2 in the air, and basically making a big difference in leading this team. They are the two-headed monster that makes this team go. So basically, plain and simple, J-Rob, I got just 2 words for you. Pay them. Pay them their money. Give it to them. Make sure Tannehill and Derrick Henry are here for the long haul. Make sure that they get their money. Because with every game, they are getting more and more expensive. They are getting more and more expensive to pay them. So you got to take advantage right now. Now, I know there are a lot of possibilities. I know there are a lot of possibilities out there as far as potential players like Bridgewater, Brady, Rivers, Andy Dalton, to name a few that are available, that could be available and everything. So, you do have to tread softly, but at the same time, you got a chance to have your quarterback problem solved at least for the next year or 2. I say do it. So we definitely got to take care of business on that. And I see P. Hicks. Yes, I hope I have a great Thanksgiving. So do you. I hope everybody do too. Antonio, what's up? Joseph, what's going on? Isaiah said, need the Cowboys to beat the Bills. I think we're all, as much as we probably don't want to, are cheering for the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. I know a lot of people who are in Cowboy Nation who probably are going to be watching this show. I need the Cowboys to win that game. But we got to take care of business too. Definitely. So that is something that we're definitely going to be looking out for. But some news coming out today, some breaking news. We've had 3 guys go on IR in the last 2 days. Cam Wake goes to IR. He suffered an injury against the Jags. He's now done for the year. Chris Milton, who has done extremely well on special teams, is on IR as well. And I hate that for him. He was definitely a big help on special teams, making some very key plays. And just announced earlier today, and Joseph is correct, Delanie Walker, now on IR for the 2nd straight season, has only played in 8 games in the last 2 years, and now is back on IR once again. Hate to see that happen to him because I know he was trying to make his way back, and the team was trying to give him every opportunity to get back so that he can help produce for this team. But it just looks like the injury may be too severe, and they made a business decision and decided to shut him down. Now, I don't know if this means his time as a Titan is over. I pray to God it's not, because I really want Delanie Walker to retire as a Titan. I think he deserves that. I think he deserves to finish his career as a Tennessee Titan. And because, I know we put Eddie George and Steve McNair on a very high pedestal. I think Delanie Walker is right below them, but deserves to be on that pedestal as far as one of the great Titans of this franchise's history. I really think he deserves to finish his career as a Titan. And so I'm just sending out a tweet to some of my um to some of my media friends that are around. I'm trying to make sure that they know what is going on so that they can come on and join in the fun as well. So, y'all have to bear with me for a second. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate with that happening, but we have to press on. Jonnu Smith has been playing well. So I think we're going to be okay on that front. Also, another key stat from Sunday's game that is very telling. You know how many penalties Taylor Lewan had in this game? 0. Goose egg, which is a beautiful thing. The offensive line, I think, as a whole had, I think the team as a whole had 5 penalties on the day. So that was a excellent stat, is that they had 0 penalties on Taylor Lewan. I like that. I am glad that happened, and got to improve on that. So that's what we have to do. And I think the offensive line has gotten better. They, only gave up 1 sack, and that was really Dennis Kelly coming in for Taylor Lewan for that one play. Other than that, the offensive line did pretty well in the game. So those are my final thoughts on the game. But now let's get to the two-tone blue star of the week. I want y'all to give me your nominees. I want y'all to tell me what you think. Who do we have as the two-tone blue star of the week? There could be there's actually quite a few names that we could go with. Derrick Henry obviously had 158 yards rushing. Tannehill. Ah, that's the movie in the background, y'all. That kind of got me shocked a bit. Derrick Henry with 158 yards rushing. Tannehill with the 4 touchdowns he was responsible for. The offensive line doing very well blocking wise. What about Harold Landry, who has had 4 sacks, has had a sack in 4 straight games? Slowly becoming a game changer. So, what do y'all think as far as that is concerned? I like some of those. Definitely. A.J. Brown, I can't forget about him. 4 catches over 120 yards and a touchdown. So we can't forget about him either with that. So who are y'all thinking as your two-tone blue stars of the week? I'm going to look at some nominees. I see Derek Roberts said Tannehill. Hunter says Tannehill or Derrick Henry. Let's see. Trying to find out. Joseph came in, basically said the entire roster. Definitely. But now, Joseph, you got to be a little bit more specific. AZ Mix says Adoree. And I have to admit that with Adoree. Adoree has had a pretty solid season so far. Definitely. He had a great game. With over 12 tackles, almost had an interception in the end zone. Jayon Brown had 15 tackles. I forgot about that. Let's see. Joseph says Ryan Tannehill. Definitely. So I'm going to have to go. And let's see. I'm also trying to look at a few more, seeing if anybody else had anything to say before we push on. But I will probably have to say it looks like the two-tone blue star of the week, and I'm like I said, I'm mentioning a couple more comments, so I'm trying to see. Let's see, but it looks like the two-tone blue star of the week. I have to give it to Ryan Tannehill. Derrick Henry is two-tone blue star of the week every week, pretty much. I mean, it's a given. So kind of got to go a little bit of a different direction. I'm going to give it to Ryan Tannehill. Definitely is a big-time two-tone blue star of the week. Honorable mentions, I have to give it to the offensive line. Definitely A.J. Brown as well, and Harold Landry. But Ryan Tannehill is proven he is the leader of this football team. Tannehill is proving that we are better than Marcus Mariota. I said this when Marcus got benched and Tannehill became the starter. I said we were going to truly find out. We were going to truly find out if the fault is the offense, like the scheme and the line, or if it's Mariota. The more and more we're seeing this happen, the more and more it looks like it was on the fault of Marcus Mariota. And we're not going to completely bash on Marcus and everything today. I'm just saying the offense looks a lot more fluent. Since Tannehill has been the starter, the Tennessee Titans are averaging close to 30 points a game. I don't remember a game that they were under 20. I mean, in every start. Let's take a look at Tannehill's starts. San Diego, 23. Tampa Bay, 27. Carolina, 20. Should have been more. Kansas City, 35. 42 with Jacksonville. Again, I don't remember a game that we were under 20. And because of that, we were, and this is a point I will get to later, we were like in the lower 20s in points per game offensively, like barely hitting close to 18, 19 points a game. We're now 16th in the league in points per game with just over 22 points per game we average. That's how much we're averaging. So we're scoring at least over 20 points in every game. With Marcus, we were not doing that. Before he got, when he got benched, we had 8 consecutive quarters where our grand total of points was 7 in 8 quarters. That is the second half of the Atlanta game, all the way through the Buffalo game and through the first part of the third quarter against the Denver Broncos. 7 points under Marcus Mariota. Not very good. Not very good. What's up, Reggie B? How's it going? So Tannehill is proving it. And, I mean, it's showing. The offense looks a lot better flowing. It doesn't look archaic. It doesn't look lethargic. It doesn't look lifeless. Tannehill has brought life into this offense. Now, Derrick Henry is a big part of that as well. But you notice Tannehill is making a lot of people very happy. Derrick Henry, Jonnu Smith, Anthony Ferguson, A.J. Brown. He's trying to get Corey Davis involved. But, I mean, it was a thing of beauty. In this game against the Jags, 42-20. We were up 35-3 at one point, and in the third quarter, 28 points in a quarter. I don't remember a time Marcus did that in a quarter. Now, we had a few games where we scored over 40. The Browns game, I think that was like the defense leading to it. And everything, where we had, I think, 21 points in a quarter or something like that. But 28 points in a game, I mean, it was 7-3 at the half. I want to say 7-3 at the half. By the end of the third quarter, it was 35-3, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, I'm about to confirm that. Yes. Well, Jacksonville got a touchdown, 2-point conversion. But at one point, it was 35-3. It was 35-11 after 3 when it was 7-3 at one point. So, and Derek Roberts said it, facts are facts. Gotta face them. So that was great. But whenever is a star of the week, there is also a dunce of the day. Who didn't look good this week? First of all, there's a couple. You could say the Jags defense once again, because Derrick Henry, I think Derrick Henry has a little bit of stock owned in the Jacksonville Jaguars because he owns them. He owns them. Jacksonville is Derrick Henry's biatch. Plain and simple. That Jaguars D just does not want to tackle him. Plain and simple. So Jaguars got owned. Plain and simple. Now, Dennis Kelly deserves a nomination because he was responsible for the only sack that was given up in the game by the Titans offensive line, and it led to a turnover for the Jags. Luckily, I don't think any points came out of that, but still there was a turnover thanks to Dennis Kelly on that. So he does get a nomination for that. Trying to think another nominee. Now, another nominee for Dunce of the Day. This is outside of Tennessee. How about the Oakland Raiders laying a big-time egg in New York against the Jets? I mean, the Jets killed them 34-3, which makes the game that we go out to Oakland in a couple of weeks that much bigger if we get past the Colts. And Joseph, that is an excellent point. Every time we scored, there were touchdowns, not field goals. Beautiful. Let's see. Isaiah said, Jags player pointing middle finger. Who was it? Who was it that was giving a middle finger? I mean, I say the entire Jaguar D should be the dunce of the day because they just could not stop Derrick Henry or this offense. So, yes, dunce of the day, Jaguars D, because Derrick Henry straight up owned them, plain and simple. But now it is time to get to pick my brain. Pick my brain. And y'all get to come on in and ask me questions about the team. And ask me questions. It can even be NFL related. So I'm actually trying to pull that up. Yannick Ngakoue, yeah. Ngakoue played a little dirty. I mean, he put the cheap shot in on Taylor Lewan that brought him out of the game and brought Dennis Kelly in. So, yeah, that was a little dirty for Ngakoue on that. So I didn't really like that at all. But this is Pick My Brain. So y'all go ahead, get me some questions. Get me some Pick My Brain questions, and let's talk about this team and going forward with it. So I actually had a few questions on Facebook, so I'm trying to pull that up. Let's see. Let me see. Give me a question. Let me see. Give me a minute on that. Let's see. Yes. We had a such a Piehole moment. We already had one for Myles Garrett last week. So, we don't necessarily need a such a Piehole moment. Actually, that's right. It is such a Piehole day because we're at the end of the month. Also, with Pick My Brain, who deserves to have their Piehole shut? Definitely Yannick Ngakoue for the low blow being dirty. Yes, shut your pie hole. Myles Garrett talking about the whole racial slur thing. I mean, if that really happened, you should have said that right after the game. So shut your pie hole on that. Daryl John comes in with a question he asked me a few days ago. Says, pretty obvious we keep Tannehill, move on for Marcus. So what is our cap situation looking like now that we don't have to pay Marcus? That is a excellent question. I'm trying to see if I can find that out. Give me just a minute. Trying to see exactly what our salary cap situation is. I know right now, um, I know right now our salary cap is right at I'm trying to see, give me a minute. I'm trying to take a look. So I want to say right now we're definitely I'm trying to see how much salary cap we have. I don't know why it's not letting me find out. I'm trying to see, y'all. Bear with me on that, but I know we have at least 23 to we have over $20 million in salary cap. We have over $20 million in salary cap right now. Um, there we go. I'm gonna go to over the cap. I'm gonna go to over the cap to try to get it together. Like right now, as of right now, we got 23 million in salary cap. Now it is projected as of right now, the Titans have 37 million, and add the 23 million that we have, we're going to be right at 60 million in cap space. It looks like at the immediate moment. Of course, there could be some cuts that do come. There could be some cuts that happen, like with Delaney, with Dion Lewis. There's a couple of cuts that could be made that could definitely free up some money. But right now, this is a big time. This is a big time off season. So right now, according to Over the Cap, we have $23 million left right now. We'll have rolling that over with the 37 million in 2020. We're looking at around 50 or close to 60 million in cap space. So that's what we're looking at the moment with that. So that could be money that we used to resign Ryan Tannehill, some money to go to Derrick Henry. We have a lot of people that are free agents. Logan Ryan is coming up. We got to decide fifth-year options on Adoree and Corey Davis. Woodyard could become expendable. As much as I like Wood, he could become expendable. So we got a lot of questions that we're going to have to answer. It's tight. It says, I heard Phillip Rivers wanted to play for us. Now, there is a rumor out there that Phillip Rivers wouldn't mind playing for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, his family is in Alabama, which is less than 2 hours from Tennessee. So that could happen. But Phillip Rivers is showing his age. He looks like he's playing like he's 38 years old. He's going to be 38 when next year start around next season. So he looks like he's getting old. And Ryan Tannehill outplayed him. So between Phillip Rivers and Ryan Tannehill, I'll stick with Tannehill. Now, as much as I hate this guy, if Tom Brady wants to come play for the Titans, now that I'll be down for. I'll go with Tom Brady over Ryan Tannehill. As much as I hate saying his name, I'll go for that. Let's see. Hunter said we would be in first place. We'd be first in the South. We win and Texans lose. Texans will be in first place no matter what. Right now they're 7-4. They will lead over us. Even if they do lose and we win, we will be 7-5. They would be 7-5. We would be tied for first place. That is correct. But I think the Texans will be first. Absolutely. How do coaches' plays work on the players? I'm trying to understand exactly the question that you're asking me, Joseph. I would say, definitely coaches can come up with coaches definitely come up with specific designs and specific plays that they feel can work in certain situations. It is about situations because you have a certain amount of plays you can run when it's, 1st and 10. Then you have a certain number of plays of what happens if it's 2nd and 14 as opposed to 2nd and 6. You know, 2nd and 6, you can kind of run anything. You could go with a run play, try to pick up some yards and make it 3rd and short or pick up the first down. Or if it's 2nd and 8, then you kind of gotta, make a pass or something like that to get it down to maybe 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 2, something like that. It's different plays for different situations. If it's 3rd and 28, it ain't a whole lot of plays you can come up with to do that. If it's 3rd and 1, the whole playbook is open. You can pass on 3rd and 1. You can run Derrick Henry on 3rd and 1. Coaches can come up with plays, but in the end, it's about execution. There could be many times where Arthur Smith has the perfect play call, but if it ain't executed right, we're looking at the play caller like, why the heck did he call that play? It's not necessarily that it's not a good play. It's poorly executed. So coaching is a big deal, but execution is just as big. Derek Rob said, let's hope J-Rob does better with the free agency money. I hope so too. But Saffold played better. Let's see. Let's see. I know Daryl asked me also about London. He asked me about football in London. I think the NFL is very interested in putting a team in London. I know a lot of people think the Jags could be that team that ends up in London. We're not going anywhere, obviously. I wouldn't mind making it to a game in London. I got family over there, but I do think the NFL is very interested in either adding, having an expansion team in London or maybe a low franchise ending up in London. Definitely. So, let's see. What do I think about the signing of Ryan Santoso? I did see that we signed a kicker today. We signed a kicker today. Now, what has been going on and what was reported, I believe it was on Twitter when I saw this, that they're really looking at this kicker for kickoffs right now because Suckup has struggled because every kick that he had, I don't think he had any touchbacks in the game against the Jags. I think he had maybe one kick that went into the end zone. All the other kicks were returnable. So I think they're looking at possibly the future with Santoso. He does have some experience, not only as a kicker, but as a punter as well. And I think I'm getting this off of SI.com from David Beauclair, who is very renowned. So as I'm reading the article, in the preseason, he averaged 44 yards a punt in the preseason. And in 2013, 18, 45 yards. So he could punt and kick. And of course, he was 3 for 4 on field goals and 11 of 11 on PATs, but that was only in the preseason, not in the regular season, as far as I'm concerned. So they're saying right now the Titans plan to look at him, see if he can help on kickoffs, not necessarily on field goals. But he's only 24 years old, so they could be looking at him as the kicker of the future, possibly, because Ryan Suckup, you could tell he's been up there in age. He's been doing it for a long time, but it looks like it's time to possibly look at a kicker of the future. I know a lot of people talking about Corey Davis. Corey Davis did a great job blocking. I think his fifth-year option gets picked up. Him and AJ are 1A and 1B. Tyler, I think it would be a mistake to let Corey Davis walk. So I definitely agree with that. Henry did not practice today because of injury. I'm not really concerned about that right now. The Bengals in London. I wouldn't put it past that, but I don't think Paul Brown, the owner of the Bengals, is going to let that happen, honestly. Right now, Daniel saying that Tennessee is slept on. Huge Marcus fan, but Tennessee looks like a whole new monster with Tannehill under center. I agree. This team is much different with Tannehill under center than as opposed to Marcus Mariota. I definitely agree with that. Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's any other questions as far as that. But we're going to get ready to move on. We're going to get ready to move on to getting ready to preview the Indianapolis Colts. If you have any other questions, hit me up on Facebook. Or comment here if you're late to the show, and we'll talk about it. And Tyler's saying, what does the O-line do differently because they're playing a lot better? I think more cohesion. I would definitely say I think they're getting used to playing together. Remember, this entire offensive line did not really play together until I would say week 4 against really week 5 against Buffalo. That was the first time this offensive line really played together, is week 5. So from week 5 to now we're going into week 13. This will be the 7th game that this offensive line has played together. That's Lawan, Saffold, Jones, Nate Davis, and Jack Conklin. This is only the 7th game that they've played together out of 11 games that have happened. Remember, Taylor Lewan was suspended the first 4 games and all through the offseason was practicing with the twos. He didn't get to have that continuity with Saffold right off the bat. Nate Davis didn't come along until the second half of the preseason. So they are just now starting to gel. Excuse me. And the bye week probably helped as well with that. So I think they're starting to gel because they only gave up a sack. They only gave up a sack in this game against a great pass rush in Jacksonville. They gave up 4 sacks, but I think only 2 of them were on the offensive line. The other, I think, was on Tannehill. And I want to say, I think they only gave up a couple of sacks against Tampa Bay, and I know they gave up 3 sacks against Carolina. I want to say, I might be wrong on that, but I think they're getting better, more continuity. Can they keep this up for the rest of the year, Pete? I think so. They just got to keep a cohesive unit. This Indy D that they're about to face is very good as well. So I think also with the line playing better, it's also because of quarterback play. Let's not forget that. Quarterback play helps them as well. Tannehill gets the ball out a little bit more quick. Even though statistics in Next Gen Stats are saying that Tannehill is holding the ball longer than Marcus, I think he's still getting it out faster, and he's also getting it out decisively. He knows where he wants to go with the football. Marcus, you could tell, was timid, wasn't making the decision. Again, Tannehill is throwing receivers open. Marcus, as I've said this 100 times before, he will wait until the wide receiver is screaming he's open. And the pocket has to be like, Marcus feels like everything has to be absolutely perfect before he even throws the football. Tannehill, excuse me, Tannehill throws his receivers open, gives them the opportunity to go get the ball. He takes some shots, something that Marcus Mariota did not do. So I think that also helps. Joseph says, hopefully Coach Dean P doesn't fall ill this time. I agree. That's going to be a thing too. So absolutely. This is a different thing. Dio9 said, beat the Colts. I agree. We have to beat them. But it's not just the offensive line is kind of gelling better, but quarterback play is helping that. It definitely helps that. Because you see a lot of times with teams, that quarterbacks make their offensive line look better than they might be. Or the offensive line makes the quarterback look better than he is. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar is tearing it up. And that's because he has a very good offensive line in front of him. Jacoby Brissett, in this game against the Texans, looked like he ran like a grandpa and was still effective because he has a good offensive line in front of him. So a lot of the times, the offensive line makes the quarterback look good, but also the quarterback can make the offensive line look good as well. Landry Evans to step up big time. Hey, they've both been doing that. I mean, Rashaan Evans is at 85 tackles. He's going to hit 100. Harold Landry is going to hit 10 sacks. He has had a sack 4 games in a row, and I think he's going to get 5 games in a row in this one. So that's what we're looking at there. But let's preview the Indianapolis Colts. They're 6-5 on the year, coming off of a 20-17 loss to the Houston Texans. They're 6-5, tied up with us. Let's take a look at the stats of where everybody is. The Titans offensively, 11th in running the ball, which has come up. 25th against the pass, which has went way down from where we started. 24th total. 25th passing the ball, has come up a little. 24th in total offense, which is better because, we were once like 27th, 28th offensively, and 16th in points, which is majorly improved with Tannehill instead of being like 27th in scoring offense under Marcus Mariota. Excuse me. The Colts offensively, 3rd in running the ball, mostly Marlon Mack, who is out for this game. 28th in passing the ball, which hopefully we keep him there. They're 22nd offensively, 17th in points. So they're right there together with us. Main players on offense, you're looking at Quentin Nelson. And I'm going to talk about Quentin Nelson in a little bit in the blue enforcer 4 points to victory. Jacoby Brissett, we got to see about that with him with that injured leg. He's going to go. T.Y. Hilton was limited in practice today, along with Quentin Nelson and Paris Campbell. They were limited today. So with Quentin Nelson, I don't think that's a big deal. I think he's still going to play. Paris Campbell, T.Y. Hilton, that's something to keep an eye on. Jack Doyle, the former Titan, I know he wants to stick it to us every time because he feels like we should have kept him. Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Williams, I'm going to talk about more of them later. Now, defensive numbers. The Titans, 12th against the run, so that has come up. 24th against the pass, that has come way down. I don't like that. 17th total defense in yards. I don't like that either. We should be higher than that. I hold our defense to a much higher standard. I think they'll get back there. I think a lot of it had to do with the Marcus Mariota time at the beginning of the year, having to be on the field for a long time. And so, when you're on the field as long as it is, with the season that we were having, the offense wasn't looking good in Carolina, it started to take its toll on the defense. But I think we're getting better, so I think it's going to help. So I don't really read into the total. Now, points allowed, scoring defense, we're still top 10. We're number 10. I like that. I think we're going to continue to stay there or move up a little bit. So that's going to be very important. And yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Eric Ebron on IR. That is big as well. Ebron on IR. That is very big for this game as well. Defensively for the Colts, 8th against the run. And they were very good against that against the Texans. 16th against the pass, 13th in yards, and 12th in points allowed in scoring defense. So this Colts defense is still very, very, very good. Definitely. Darius Leonard, the Pro Bowler, Defensive Rookie of the Year, very good. Anthony Walker is very good. If you remember in my pre-draft talks a couple of years ago, I was looking at Anthony Walker, a guy we could have picked up late. Justin Houston, the Angels wonder, he has 8 sacks. Wish we signed him instead of Cam Wake now. Danico Autry caused a lot of trouble for us the first game. Malik Hooker and Kenny Moore in the secondary is pretty good. Pierre Desir coming back as well. So we definitely got to keep an eye out for those players. Which this leads us, and I'm about to get to our Blue Enforcer 4 points of victory. Isaiah says, Wake getting cut. I could see that happening. I could definitely see Wake getting cut because I think his contract was a 3-year deal, but I think it was only guaranteed for year 1. So I think they could cut him after this year. So I could see it where Wake is gone. And do not be surprised if Jadeveon Clowney does not resign in Seattle, which with everything that Seattle gave up to get him, I think they are going to try everything to get him re-signed. Do not be surprised if Vrabel doesn't talk to J-Rob to go after Jadeveon Clowney if Seattle does not re-sign him. And I think Dion Lewis is cut too. Colts are getting banged up. And I agree. So that's something that we got to look out for. But here we go to the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. And let's start with the defense. What do they have to do? Point number 1, limit Jacoby Brissett. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him extend plays. Use that injury of his against him because his leg was heavily bandaged up, taped up, brace and all. And he looked like a grandpa running with the football. We got to be fast at getting to him. So we got to keep him limited and in the pocket and use that injury against him. Get after this OLine. Get after him. Don't be afraid of him. Don't be afraid of Quinn Nelson. And get off of these blocks. When they block you, get off of them, disengage, and go make the play. A matchup that I'm looking forward to, and I want to see this. And Tyler brought it up. Jeffrey Simmons versus Quinn Nelson. I can't wait to see that matchup. I honestly think Jeffrey Simmons can go toe-to-toe with Quinn Nelson. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch, without a doubt. So we've got to limit Jacoby Brissett and not let him have all day to throw the football because T.Y. Hilton may be out there, but you still got possibly Paris Campbell, Zach Pascal. I'm forgetting some of the other receivers that are there, but you got to watch out for that. Definitely. Number 2, the run game. I say it every week. Stop the run. Jonathan Williams is their starting running back. Arkansas guy, as Daniel Martin alluded to, had over 100 yards in his first start. So he's looking very good. And they got him involved early. I think the first drive, they ran like 4 or 5 straight plays with Jonathan Williams being involved. And you got to watch out for Nyheim Hines. And I think he's the more dangerous of the two. I'm more scared of Hines than I am of Williams because Hines has the speed. He's a receiving threat out of the backfield. Now, Williams can catch the ball a bit too, but Nyheim Hines is the bigger threat out of the backfield. So we have got to be careful of Nyheim Hines and not let him burn us. Because I want to say it wasn't Nyheim Hines. I believe it was Tim or Wilkins. One of them burned us with a 60-yard run in the first game. We kept them bottled up pretty good, but I want to say one of them running backs burned us for 60 to get off the field, and that's how the Colts beat us in the first game. So we got to contain both of these guys. And we got to tackle. Tackling well is going to be a very big key in this game. We have got to wrap up. We have got to tackle well, and we have got to be sound in our defensive game plan. Go back to fundamentals in tackling. That is going to be extremely important in this game because we know that Nyheim Hines could be slippery, Jacoby Brissett could be hard to bring down, and T.Y. Hilton is very slippery. So we have got to tackle big time. And Isaiah, thank you for clarifying that for me. It was Nyheim Hines who burned us on that run. So we have got to be cognizant of him. Now to the offensive side of the ball. What does the offense need to do? Point number 3. We have got to be patient with the running game. Now, Indy is 8th against the run. They're a top 10 run defense. Running on them is not going to be easy. So we have got to be good up front. But be patient with the run. We know Derrick Henry gets better as the game goes. As the game goes along. So we have got to be patient, make sure he's involved. I am definitely not going with the Carolina game plan where he only gets 2 carries in the first half. I'm going to say between 7 to 12 carries in the first half. This Colts defense is very good, but I say this. Don't go too heavy early on the run, but do it where you can bait the safeties to come on in the box, to bring them into the box. Because even though the Colts play two safeties deep, they play a safety deep. They play 2 safeties deep like a cover 2. But one of them, their strong safety, sometimes inches up to the line of scrimmage. So we got to bait them to come on up. We got to bait them to come on up and keep them honest. We got to keep them honest. And why I say that? To bait them to come on up in the box for point number 4. For Tannehill to go downtown. Tannehill, they've got to take some shots because Houston did that in the last game. He took some shots. They blew a coverage with with 2 of DeAndre Hopkins touchdowns. They went deep, and Hopkins went and got it. One play, he just went and Watson threw it up, and Hopkins just went after it. The second was a blown coverage. I think they thought they were playing man, but they were really playing zone. The corner was expecting safety help, didn't get it, and DeAndre Hopkins was all alone. So Tannehill has got to take some shots in this game with the 2 safety deep, and one of them comes up. That means there's going to be some man coverage somewhere, and we have got to take advantage of that. Tannehill has the arm, so we have got to take some downtown shots, without a doubt. Let's see, D09 says got to tackle. Isaiah says play action. I agree. The force wall coming in saying Raymond's going to make us play. He can play some deep. Absolutely. I wouldn't mind seeing Adoree on offense a little bit. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Let's see. Daniel says our defensive ends need to contain Williams. I agree. So I definitely agree. We got to take some shots. Now to our prediction. And earlier in the year, I said this will be a victory for the Titans. And I seen some come out with Daniel Martin said 27-17. D09 says 27-17. Y'all giving us way too much credit. We've seen this happen too many times. Have to see it to believe it. And I understand that. I agree. Dave said we lost by 2 points last game. We have so much more confidence as a team. Our offense is finally firing on all cylinders. Defense kept us in games. It's going to be a good one. I agree. Derek says, I never predict a Colts game against us. This is a tough game to choose because the Titans have to prove they can beat Indy in Indy. And I am nervous about this game because of it being a house of horrors. But I look at it like this. This Titan team is a very different team than last year's team that went to Indy, and they're much different than the first time we played the Colts. Tannehill is their quarterback. Derrick Henry is starting to get going. The offensive line looks like they're gelling. The defense is still in it. So I think Tannehill could make a big difference. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think Derrick Henry gets another 100-yard game, but he's going to slowly get it. I think Corey Davis has a nice game. I say 5 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. I think Landry gets another sack to make it 5 games in a row with a sack. And at the end of the day, I see the Titans going 7-5 with a 24-20 win. I see that happening. I know that Lee and others said, hey, you've picked against the Titans and we won before, stick with it. I got to stick with my predictions from earlier this year. I know it's different, but I'm sticking with the Titans winning. 24-20. I think the Titans win and they go to 7-5 on the year. What's up there, Mr. Jose? D09 says, gotta prove it. I agree. This is going to be a dog fight, without a doubt. Now, as I said, shut your pie hole. Shut your pie hole to Myles Garrett and that whole situation. I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of who else deserves a shut your pie hole moment. I would definitely have to say anybody that does not think that Ryan Tannehill is going to be the quarterback next year for the Titans, shut your pie hole. Plain and simple. Ryan Tannehill is the quarterback next season, without a doubt. But let's get to the blue bombshell of the day. Blue bombshell question, and I got 2. With it being Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow, of course, we all love our ham and our turkey. We love ham, we love turkey, and everything with that. But I want to know from y'all, what is your favorite side dish to go along with the turkey and the ham? You know, obviously, and I'm gonna tell you mine. I love dressing. I love macaroni and cheese. And I know a lot of people bake their macaroni and cheese. They make it, they make it and everything, and then they put it in the oven. So a lot of people, they, mix in the cheese and all that stuff, and then they just put it in the oven and they oven up the macaroni and cheese. I love that. Derek says macaroni and cheese. Tyler says deviled eggs. What do y'all like with that? Yams. I know somebody on Facebook said yams is another. And I tend to agree with that. Yams is a good pickup. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to get some comments. Yeah. Gino P says yams. With that. Let's see. Joseph says macaroni cheese and stuffing. Tyler says rolls. Cornbread is another. Cornbread could definitely be part of it. Collard greens, green beans. I hear from Derek and Daniel. Isaiah said candy yams. Absolutely. All those are good picks. All those are excellent picks. But my favorites, macaroni cheese, dressing. I'm slowly starting to get into yams. I used to not be into yams a long time ago, but I'm starting to get into yams. And shout out to my family, even though I'm not going to be able to be with them this holiday. One of my family's big traditions, they love to cook sweet potato pies. And I know that is in African American families and probably in other families too. So I'm gonna say in all families. Sweet potato pie is a game changer. It is the coup de grace of the entire meal. Is the sweet potato pie. Let me tell you something with my family. My mom will carry on my grandmother's legacy of cooking sweet potato pies. Our sweet potato pies in our family are so good, everybody fights over them. Like, everybody puts in their bid, be like, hey, y'all better save me a pie. I need me a pie. My mom's sweet potato pie is the only sweet potato pie I will eat. And no offense to anybody else who probably cooks a good sweet potato pie, but that is the only one. That is the only one. And D09, I know you said Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie. In Stone Cold Steve Austin word. Not even going there with that one. Derek Roberts says butternut squash. Yeah. Sweet potato pie is a tradition. Without a doubt. And last question before we do get out of here. Because there was an article that I commented about, and that I shared to my page a while back, and it was about cranberry sauce. And there was an article on. It was from wideopenneats.com, and they basically said, and I put this on my page. Give me a second. I put this on my page back in November on the 17th. It said, and I quote, canned cranberry sauce is America's least favorite Thanksgiving food. So I want to know from y'all, is cranberry sauce a must with your holiday dinner, Thanksgiving or Christmas? Because we do turkey, ham, and dressing on Christmas too. Is cranberry sauce a must? And let's see, Minnesota Ty said, my mama banana pudding is crazy. I'll fight like a gorilla. I've heard some people go crazy over banana pudding as well. Isaiah says, I like cranberry sauce. Now, this is again off of wideopenneats.com. Said nearly half Americans hate canned cranberry sauce. I don't know where they're getting their information from. I posted this and I said, this is just stupid, whoever wrote this article. A stupid idiot. You just made the list. That was stupid. You can't have a Thanksgiving dinner without some cranberry sauce. That is completely nuts. Now, of the two types, you have the berried cranberry sauce and the jellied cranberry sauce. The jellied cranberry sauce, hands down, is a winner. I can't have turkey and dressing without jellied cranberry sauce. I'm sorry. If you don't have cranberry sauce with your meal, with your turkey and dressing, what the heck are you doing with your life? That's all I can ask. What the heck are you doing with your life? That is a shut your pie hole moment right there. To wideopenneats.com, and anybody who doesn't think cranberry sauce is one of the cornerstones of a Thanksgiving dinner, shut your pie hole right now. Go ahead and beat yourself up tonight. Go right ahead. Like I said, D09 says cranberry sauce on a dressing is a must on God. Daggum, you right. You are absolutely right. Derek Roberts says not a must. The gravy is good enough if it's hidden. Sorry, Derek. I got to tell you, I love you. I know you support the show. I appreciate it, but you got to shut your pie hole on that one. Now, gravy is good. Gravy is good, but cranberry sauce is a must. I'm sorry. Derek, I love you. And you know I'm joking around with you when I say that. But no, got to have cranberry sauce. Got to have cranberry sauce with that. So I'm sorry to say that. But Derek Roberts, I love you dearly, man. I love you dearly. Don't hate me now. But y'all, have you ever tried deep fried turkey? You know what? I've heard some people do some air fried turkey. I know Cracker Barrel has I want to say home-style fried turkey, which I'm probably going to give it a try just to see if it's good. But I venture to stick with the original version of turkey, to be honest. Joe says, I love some sweet potato pie myself. But I'll have to give it a try. I will give it a try. But y'all, I'm going to get out of here with this. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, we have a lot to be thankful for. I am blessed beyond words to be able to have Titans in Truth 3 years running, or to have it over 3 years running. I am thankful to each and every one of you who either watch this show faithfully every Wednesday night, to anybody that follows me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I say thank you to each and every one of you. I don't care who you are. Even if you're a fan of another team and you're just supporting me, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot say that enough. I am thankful to each and every one of you out there. I'm thankful to Titan Nation. We're going to step up. We're going to have some fun the rest of the season. And I'm going to continue to bring you that content. And so, with that being said, I wish everybody the happiest of happy Thanksgivings. Fill your stomach up with joy, and then let's work it off. So, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in tonight to Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. We out. Enjoy that turkey. And as I always like to close out with, I gotta close it out simply by saying that in the end, no one, and I do mean no one, will survive. We tighten up. Colts will not survive. Gotta beat them Colts. Good night, y'all. Tighten up.